watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Week 4 of the North-South Racing League. We are at the Bullring in sunny Las Vegas. For Ghostfire Media, I'm Josh Laston, and with me tonight is Mr. Adam Wood. Adam, how are you doing this evening?
Oh man, it is fantastic. I love this track. This track is small, but it's feisty. I can't wait to see the short track action come to life tonight here at the Bullring. This 0.3 mile track is going to put on a hell of a show for the viewers out there tonight.
And that 0.3 miles is a wide 0.3 miles. The street stocks are a bit narrower of a car, so I expect to see a lot of side-by-side attempts tonight because there's room to do it. There's room to have a little bit of beating and banging. And from what we've seen so far, these guys are definitely not afraid of it.
And they're not afraid to hit that bottom. Look at the rubber that's been laid underneath that white line. I mean, these guys are running every inch of the track that they can find grip at right now. These guys are out there going to have to try and work the lowest line possible and hold off the attacker from trying to dive it in underneath you to get the preferred passing lane. I haven't seen much passing on the outside here as they go, but it doesn't mean there's not going to be any attempts. So we're going to look and see if we're going to see some side-by-side actions, or will the people on the outside just fall backwards?
Well, we'll have to wait and see before we get things started tonight.
Ryan Johnson is topping the leaderboard. Dante Curtis is in second place. We got Will Eastman sitting in fourth. Justin Grosser's down, and I think he is in seventh, and Bryan Hacker's in ninth. So they're still all a threat tonight. based off their practice times. I mean, can these guys lay this down though during qualifying? So that's the thing. As of right now, we only have 26 drivers. Nick Alford is race control, so he's not a part of it. So about 26 drivers out there right now. So we might not have the heat race tonight.
No, and that's the way it's looking like it's going to shape up. So we're going to go straight from qualifying into the race. And the magic number for the inversion tonight is 11. So the top 11 are going to get inverted, so that whoever ends up qualifying in 11th is actually going to get the pole. And whoever qualifies best is going to have a lot of traffic to work through at the end of the day.
And we got a car upside down, man. Yeah, it's going to be a treat for tonight.
I have a feeling that is not going to be the last time we are going to see a car upside down, as we have the checkered flag, meaning practice is over. So we're going to wait and see who decides to jump out on track first, and we'll get a quick lap around this very, very short track, and it looks like it is going to be Mr. Grosser is out there getting his lap started and off like a rocket out of the very short pit lane. I wouldn't be surprised to see him running up in the marbles to start this, trying to get as much of a run as he can to get some extra speed, and he is crossed the line and starting his first lap. Getting a little
split it coming off of 2.
Yeah, he's got an extra one in the bag waiting for him, so just got to look to see about getting that run across the line, and that was still good enough for second place. But we're starting to see those lap times tick in, so we're going to end up seeing our ticker getting a little confused.
It's flipping around, but it's all right. So we got Dante Curtis. He just ran his fastest lap and quit at 15.89. Matt Cook is up there with a 16.26 right now.
And this is going all over the place, that these guys are just trying to get their laps in. We'll jump and join John Cross for his lap, as he's the only one really running right now, getting down to that line, sliding a little bit out of 4, getting across the line, and that's going to get enough for 10th to where he's in that magic spot to where if things don't really change and he actually just got pushed to 11th, he's in the perfect spot and just got
bumped
out.
So right now, Cody Hubbard is sitting in that lucky dog number 11 spot. So if nobody else qualifies, he's going to be right there.
And Philip Martin is in 10th right now, getting his second lap in, giving it all he's got. And he is actually in 11th now as Will Eastman gets his first lap done, putting himself up into 6th, and he's right in the middle of that inversion pack. So he's going to be right where he wants, and he's just going to be nice and slow across the line. We've got Ryan Johnson out there on track. He's only got about 1.5 minutes left to get this done, and he's trying to get as good of a lap as he can on his first lap. Looks clean out of 2. Down right along that stripe, getting a good run out of turn 4, and let's see where that puts him. That's going to put him up into 3rd, and we'll find Bryan Hacker's out on his first lap right now, gets squirrely coming out of turn 4. That's going to ruin both of his laps because he did not get a great jump, but he's actually
he qualified 11th. That's where he wants. So, stop. Don't go anywhere, dude. Just stay where you're at.
That is the magic lap. Maybe if he could get 1 or 2 more positions, it'd be perfect.
No, 11th is where you want it. He'll be able to swap and get first place with that.
And that's what's going to end up happening. So right now, we're just looking to see if Philip Martin has anything. Gets a little bit loose coming out of turn 4.
He's out there with practice laps. He's on lap number 3. Going on lap 4, so he's just getting some practice laps out there.
All right, and we have Jared Apel going late in the run, trying to get that good run along the outside, get a little extra speed, cross the line to start his first lap. Looking nice and tidy so far. Getting on that very short back stretch. It's not the shortest that we'll see throughout the course of this league, but let's see where he puts himself. He's now in that magic spot, bumping Bryan Hacker out of 11th. And right now, yeah, it's time for him to just go ahead.
That's when you have smart teammates and be like, hey, you're in 11th, stop.
And he holds on to that 11th position. So he's in the magic seat right now. And the question is going to be, will it hold on? And it looks like our final two, Josh Nelms and Thomas Stewart, are not going to be setting laps. And we do have to call out that we are going to have a few people that will be starting from the back due to incidents. So Jesse Womack, who does not look too... Oh, he qualified in 5th. He's going to be at the end of the line, and Joe Witkowski is also at the back, and Gary Eschen will be at the back for the win last week. So we are just sitting waiting, and hopefully no one actually goes ahead and joins this while we wait for them to go ahead and kick the session forward so we can get ourselves right onto the main feature. So we will go ahead and make the quick run. Do you want to go ahead and... Apparently it didn't want to go all the way back. Our pole sitter before the inversion tonight is Dante Curtis. 2nd is Dustin Shepard. 3rd, Ryan Johnson. 4th is Matt Cook. 5th, Jesse Womack. 6th is Brandon Klesniski. 7th is Will Eastman. 8th, Jeff Bergener. 9th is Ryan Dye. 10th is Justin Grosser.
11th is going to be Jared Appels. Got that lucky spot on the inversion. 12th is Bryan Hacker. 13th is Gary Eschen. 13th is Adam Gable. Actually, sorry, he was 14th. 15th is Philip Martin. 16th is Cody Herbert. 17th is Jonathan Cross. 18th is Jeff Mathis. 19th is Joe Witkowski. And 20th is Travis Hoffler. Go with that.
And 21st is Jason Dinsmore. 22nd, Shane Loveridge. 23rd, Robbie Clavey. 24th is Jason Gordon. Effectively, 25th is Josh Nelms. And 27th is Thomas Stewart. So we will wait anxiously to see what's going to end up happening once we get this feature started, since we were only one person, essentially.
It's got the formation lap. There goes the pace car, guiding the whole entire field.
And that field of pace car.
Yep, he's out there. Can't wait for this thing to go green.
And the sad thing is I unfortunately can't follow the pace car. It's not selectable here. But we will get ourselves racing, and while we wait for this, I'm going to go ahead and let's hear a little bit from our title sponsor today.
Cross Collision and Body is located in Minerva, Ohio, and specializes in returning your car back to its pre-accident condition. They work with all insurance companies to fix your car the correct way. For scheduling and questions, please visit their Facebook page or call the shop at 330-868-6011. J&G Hardwood Flooring is a small family-owned business which started in 2005, located in Christiana, Tennessee, and serves all of Middle Tennessee. Owners Josh and Brandon Klaczynski have a combined 35 years of experience to serve all of your flooring needs, from new construction, remodels, or even small repairs. For estimates and scheduling, call 615-904-2218.
And we're back. The pace truck is back into pit road, but there's no one on the track. So once we get this thing moved forward, we will get ourselves to green flag racing.
Alrighty. So, hey, man. So this past weekend, it was the iRacing super event of the Rolex 24 hours. You know, I've seen so many posts all over social media, no matter it be Facebook or Twitter. But like, you know, people out there enjoying their time during the iRacing 24-hour event, man. I ended up competing this weekend, and it was a fantastic event. I think, you know, iRacing does quite a few events a year, but I think they should do more. I mean, I think should make up fictional events to do it. Don't wait till the actual racing world does an event there. Just create stuff and go with it.
I won't disagree with that. I was very jealous of the fact that you were running in it this weekend. I got to do it last year, but unfortunately the timing coincides with my anniversary, and this year the actual race that you guys were running started on the Saturday of my anniversary. Last year it was a Friday, so I could, you know, just take the late shift and still get to spend the anniversary with my wife. And we have our 5-minute warm-up starting up. But honestly, it's one of those things that if you're out there, enjoy iRacing. Even if you're not the best at any of these styles that they do, it's an experience.
Oh man, it's definitely an experience. I mean, even if you just go out there and just have fun, you're not running the most competitive laps, but you're out there, you get a whole entire team. Like we had a team of 7, try to come together, all from different backgrounds, and try to work together to get through a whole entire 24 hours of racing back to back. I mean, some people run 4 or 5 hour stints, and some people run as short as, you know, an hour and a half, you know. So, you know, whatever it takes, just get out there and have fun.
Well, and the other major thing that they do, and I'm going to probably try to do it this year, they do a full-length Daytona 500.
Oh, I'm definitely doing that.
They do all of the major endurance races. In Indy 500, they always do them the weekend before the actual big race. The Coke 600's there. They've got, honestly, the biggest one that I want to do this year is the Bristol 500.
Oh, they got the Bristol this year? Oh man, definitely doing that one. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to the Daytona one. Last year I was in the middle of moving, so all my gear was packed up somewhere on some transit van while I moved, and was stuck in a hotel watching everything unfold. So this year I'm definitely going to do it right before my big move again. I cannot wait to try and do a 24 or not 24, Daytona 500. Try to get out there and run with the big boys on this next gen Cup car. Now, I mean, is it called the next gen now, or is it Gen 7?
They're still calling it the next gen. But the other major thing that I really looking forward to is I've run now 2 full-length Indy 500s and had an absolute blast with both of them. Adam, you ran with one of them, and it was a small field, but the other one I ran was the season finale for a league that I ran in their non-long version with the Indy cars, and they invited us just to fill out a few grid spots, and oh, it was a blast. It was some of the best racing that I've ever experienced. But for anybody out there that's into sim racing and can deal with sitting in their cockpit for 3 to 4 hours, I recommend it. It is.
Oh man, the Indy 500 was a blast with you, man. Yeah, it was a small field, and a lot of people had to jet early due to other commitments. Because I mean, it's a huge time commitment to try and do that, and
Or also ran out of fast repairs.
or run out of fast repairs because they burn up the right rear too quickly.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a blast to be able to learn those cars. I don't do too much open wheel action, so trying to get out there and do that was kind of fun way to get introduced into it using a familiar track.
Well, and another fun one that we've actually at Ghostfire Media covered a version of this to where they do the Winter Derby, which is actually the Snowball Derby with the super late models at Five Flags in Florida. And if you love your short track racing, it's a car that is meant for a track this size, where I'm sure the Bullring is a hot spot for the super late models. It's a brilliant car on a track that it's made for, much like these street stocks here tonight. It's not the most powerful vehicle, but it is made to go fast on these short tracks.
It is low, it is wide, and it sticks to these tracks. I mean, unlike this street stock here, the street stock is a little bit more narrower and taller than a super late model. Those super late models are wider. They have wider tires, they're wider overall, and they still a lot lower. So the center mass and gravity works to its advantage for these small tracks like this, and is a blast to drive on.
And we are done with our warm-up, so everybody has got themselves ready for this shootout. So it's time to get them lined up again in pit lane with Jared Apel up at the front of this inverted pack. And I'm looking forward to seeing... We've seen him strong throughout the season so far, and actually the man on the outside is right up there in the points chase. So it's gonna be go time for these guys to try to cash in on what wasn't their best qualifying, but they qualified perfectly.
Oh yeah, man. You know, one thing I do like about this league is they get a 5-minute warm up, and you sit there after supposedly heat race. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. You're getting there, you kind of get out of your rhythm, so you're out there, you can get that little 5-minute warm up and kind of get right back in the rhythm. So sometimes I like the warm ups on this aspect, but sometimes if you go straight from qualifying to a race and they have a warm up, not really warranted. But like this one, it makes perfect sense to why these guys get out there and have that warm up to kind of get ready and acclimated right back into the race.
Yeah, and we are 125 laps tonight, getting everything ready to go, lined up behind the pace truck, and the lights are off already, so we're going to be going real quick here.
It's always good to see that. That means cautions might be in our favor for the caution laps.
And right now we are getting ourselves ready to go for 43 miles of racing in the street stocks, and just saw a vehicle go ahead and disappear. And apparently the lights don't matter when we're getting started here. So one more parade lap around, and we're gonna get ourselves moving. It looks like the 72, our Southern Hemisphere driver, is starting from pit lane, and we are getting ready to go racing. And there's a long wait, and there's the line. The 51 is getting a good jump over third place, but that low line before these guys get up to speed is not going to have quite the advantage to where the 38 is going to challenge around the outside. The 21 has dropped down onto that low line, and they're going to hold the 38 hostage. He's still running side by side, keeping himself at a good pace, just waiting for a little bit of a gap to open up there. Gets a little bit shaky from the 21, which may open the door, but it hasn't quite yet. The 21 is down below, and right now Jared Apel is gonna go ahead and get himself a good 2-car lead. The 38 is hanging on strong on that outside lane. Just about everybody else behind him has made it single file. We've got a few cars that are trying to hold off on that outside line. But right now, if I'm the 38, I'm going to drop in, get myself ready to go.
Ooh.
Gets a little close, and we see the
round. That's a hell of a save right there.
Saves it beautifully. Ryan Dye is now in trouble. He's still got the low line, but he is getting past. There's Will Eastman getting around him, getting himself up into 4th place. And we're going to go ahead and keep jumping back because we're seeing a little bit of side-by-side racing going farther back, but now everybody's kind of getting themselves into that rhythm. And right now, Matt Cook is one of the few cars on that outside line still trying to hold his own out there. He's going to be able to save a little bit of tire, but he's dropping back. He's back 4 spots into 12th right now.
Yeah, he's trying to find his rhythm right now. He's out there in that outside line. You don't practice running on the outside forever like he is right now. So your braking point and your acceleration points are way different there while he's going door to door. You can't drop as low as you want to. And now he drops right in behind the number 30 car of Cody Hubbard. So he finally gets back in line. Let's see if he can now, make up, get in a rhythm in that bottom lane and kind of make it up.
And it looks like Shane Loveridge dropped down to that low line. I don't know if he's got damage or just waiting to see if he can get himself up onto the track. He is laps down, and he is now back up and running. But our leader right now, Jared Apel, and we have caution out on the track. Let's take a quick look as our leader's braking to make sure that it doesn't run into anyone. It looks like right now, the 24 just tags the 62 and it's game over from there. Doesn't look like there's too much damage and everybody gets themselves back up and running. But the 62 of Jason Dinsmore definitely got a little love tap, and I'm seeing from race control that, yes, definitely the 24 is going to get an EOL out of this deal.
Yeah, you got the EOL going forward. We got the Lucky Dog going up high. He's going to get one of his laps back here.
And that's the good thing about this is, yeah, we're going to get to see the Lucky Dog getting most of the laps back as we see him tear around the pace truck. We'll get to see if he has anything after that, what seemed to be a little bit of a connection issue, and that'll happen when you're going halfway around the world to get to these servers in Boston.
Yeah.
And
so far, we've seen some really good action here. These guys are trying to fill these cars out. Like I said, they haven't been used to running side by side like this underneath practice. They've been out there just trying to throw out their fastest laps. So now they're trying to get accustomed to these restarts and running the outside line. Let's see if Justin Grosser's going to be able to find a better line and get down in front of the 21 and clear him, or will he fall back in the third?
Well, and here's the thing, is it's looking to me like the 51 is actually going to go ahead and try to take the outside if his current positioning has anything to do with where he's actually going to be starting. And looks like they are getting themselves lined up correctly. The lights on the pace truck are off. So yes, he's going to be starting on the outside. That's going to give the 21 an opportunity. If he can time his jump well, he can pin our leader up there and hold him hostage for a little while, but the restart is dictated by the leader. Pace truck is off. He's given him plenty of room. And
he gets a hell of a jump.
Off, but does not get as clear. He gets a 1 car length lead. The 21 is holding him off, and it looks like Will Eastman is trying to get a little racy on the outside, but it looks like he's going to end up having to relinquish and just take third. He drops down in, and Justin Grosser is right behind him, and we're starting to see a little bit of that extra just outside. Right now, Ryan Johnson's getting below, and that's opening up the door for our points leader of Dante Curtis to move up. He's holding that low line, and he's looking fast doing it, but the 38 is holding on to the side of that 03, and he's going to lose it there. The 11 of Bryan Hacker is coming up. He's going to take over that position from the 38, coming off of turn 2. And there's a little bit of a checkup from the 11 that's going to cause some issues with that 11. And right now, Matt Cook is trying to get his move completely done on Ryan Guy, who gets a little bit loose out of the corner, but he holds on to it. But he's still on that outside line. And right now, Cody Hubert is down below. The 14 is going to try to use that as an opportunity to get himself an extra position. And unless the 4 can get himself onto that low line, he's just going to keep losing spots.
Yeah, last week's winner, 23 of Gary Eshin, he is coming up. He had the EOL for winning last week. He's at the back. He's coming back through. That caution helped some of these guys that, the faster guys that had to get inverted there. They're moving their ways back up to the front. We saw Dante Curtis and Ryan Johnson, the two fastest one in practice. They've moved up to 4th and 5th after that first caution. So it helped them out, try to recover up some of these positions they lost due to the inversion. But that 4 is stuck on the outside and not going anywhere. Finally gets a spot, tags the wall just a little bit, but
we're going to go ahead and stop giving him the commentator's curse. We're going to go ahead and move back up to the front. Right now, our leader is pushing a second lead over second place. He's wanting this to stay green, and it looks like that's what we're going to do. But we have a line following the 13 of cars that are just waiting for any kind of an error from those cars in front, wanting to pounce. And all of these guys, all of the odd number cars right now, what they want is a caution, because that'll guarantee them to move up a spot or two.
Yeah, I mean, you see that Justin Grosser got stuck on the outside and just fell so far back right now. He went from restarting up front, and he's all the way back in 7th after that big shuffle.
Well, and right now he is under a lot of pressure from the 46, who takes a dive going into turn 3, gets around, and will the 38 be able to fight around the outside now that the tires have warmed up, seen a little bit of wear? Oh, we see a little contact, and the 89 is going to try to take advantage of that, to where right now the 38 of Justin Grosser should be able to drop in line, but he's going to be under pressure from Matt Cook, who has been looking fast, just hasn't really had the opportunity to make up too many positions. And we're seeing that 38. He's getting a little squirrely up there and having a few issues coming off the corners.
Dante Curtis just passed Ryan Johnson for 3rd, or for 4th.
Well, let's take a quick look right there and see what happens. Just gets the good dive, cleanly gets himself around through 3 and 4, and that is a textbook beautiful move.
Bryan Hacker sitting there right there. He's like, I want to do the same thing. How in the heck did Dante Curtis just pull that off? Because he's now right behind Ryan Johnson and wants to do the exact same thing.
Well, all you have to do is, with a track like this, you have to set up those kinds of passes the corner before. You have to find a way to get the better run out of the turn if it's running a little bit higher, so you can carry a little more speed and make sure that you get that perfect jump out of the corner. And then be able to get your nose down below, and then it's a little bit of trust that the guy's going to realize you're.
Yeah, these guys are putting on a heck of a show for us right now up here in the booth. They are running as hard as they can. I know some of them wanna try that little bit aggressive braking going in the corner to see how much more they can push it. And Dante Curtis is going.
Dante Curtis gets the perfect move done around Will Eastman, who gets pushed up as Dante blinks out a little bit there. But right now, that's going to pull him up into third. And now he's got his sights set on that shiny 21. I wonder if it's going to stay shiny as he tries to make some moves.
Who knows, man? These guys are working their closest right now.
As our leader is starting to catch a little bit of lap traffic. So let's go on board as we see he's caught the 73, gets down below. The 73 is being a gentleman, giving him a little bit of space. But that's going to be the name of the game for the rest of this run is, a little bit of a scrape there on the outside wall. But this is going to create a little bit of extra drama as we're going to sit there and watch these guys try to make their way around lap traffic. And jumping back here, Dante Curtis, he is not holding back. He is right on that bumper. Looks like he's going to get the job done going in to turn 2 as we still see Will Eastman actually drop to that outside line. Maybe just
Bryan Hacker's underneath him.
And right now, the 3 is getting himself side by side with the 21 and just trying to make the same move. And we're seeing the 11 look like he may have tried to get himself down below while the 21 was stuck up on the high side, but he gets himself down and gets a little loose coming out of the corner and manages to hold on to the position. Right now,
not for too long.
No, he may have overcooked his tires to where he's going to have some trouble getting out of the corners. As right there, the 11 tries to get the power down early, gets a little bit of a slide. If he kept traffic there, he would have been able to get going into turn 3. But this is not going to go anywhere because he
Bryan
is just
Hacker
going to keep pushing.
Bryan Hacker saw the 21 make a little bit of a misstep there and dropped it lower and hit the gas and just spun his tires a little bit too much where he couldn't make the move. You know, I think if he would have just drove off the corner as normal, he would have been able to
there's
power
the 21
by him.
losing a little bit of traction coming out of the corner, and that's going to do it. That's exactly what the 11 was waiting for. Gets the pass done quickly, and right now Will Eastman's looking to capitalize as well, but he backs off. Little bit of preservation right there, knowing we've been seeing the 21 make some mistakes. So just wait for the next one.
Lap car just came in front of Dante Curtis right there. They came out of the pit road and jumped up right in front of Dante Curtis. So we're in lap traffic right now. He's running the apron right now.
And that's the right way to go about it. That was the 10 of John Cross, who now makes his way up onto the track. We're darn close to lap 50. We're almost 2/5 of the way through this race. And
yeah, right now, Dante Curtis has is back by just over a second back from Jared Appel. Jared's running into a lot of traffic, and now Dante Curtis has to go through the exact same traffic, but they're running side by side now in front of Dante. So
that is the worst thing he could be seeing right now is side by side lap traffic as the 62 jumps out of the way to give him space to run. Will the 24 pull the same move? No, he's taking that line.
There he goes.
He goes a little wide out of the corner. Honestly, that's probably a little scary for the 03. But right now, he's managed to close down that gap to our leader. Down to 0.7 seconds, and we'll go on to the rear bumper of our leader. And we're watching that Camaro painted street stock close that gap. And we've seen him driving immaculately through the field from the invert. and really is making that car fly tonight.
Yeah, he's hitting that center apex of the corner just fantastic. He gets his car all the way down and clips that white line in the center of the corner and then gets a great drive off. And I mean, he's closing the gap. He's still sitting right about 7/10. I mean, he's dropped almost a quarter of a second already off of him. The leader's into more traffic right now, so we'll see how this pans out for him.
And that is the 4 that we did watch for a while. Ryan Dye is now becoming the latest victim of lap traffic, and that was just enough to give Jared that little bit of extra breathing room from the 03. But he is just on rails right now, just looking to make no mistakes and capitalize on that inversion and get the win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, right now you got Ryan Johnson sitting in 3rd spot. I mean, he's in the catbird seat, so to speak. If there's a caution to come out, he can follow the 51 all the way through.
Well,
unlike the 03.
But we did see the 51 take the outside on that last restart, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have more cautions, because I'm waiting to see how well these tires are holding up, because these guys are about a half second off of their fastest lap right now. As we see the corner there, Dante Curtis battling with a little bit of lap traffic. He had to enter that corner a little bit lower than he would have wanted to. Right now it's Ryan Johnson trying to get himself down below. That's going to kill a little bit of his exit. He gets around cleanly. But these guys, these tires have to be screaming.
I mean, they're pushing them to the edge almost every single lap here, trying to get to the max speed that they can out of them. I mean, you know, they're not holding back right now, and these tires are humming. If this was night times, we'd definitely see these brake rotors glowing as bright red.
Well, we got to see some of that during the cautions, but we don't get a nice stationary car to be able to see. But Dante Curtis, he's right back there, but I got to jump to the back here as Matt Cook, he is trying to get around this 91, get himself up a little bit closer to that top 10. He's currently sitting in 13th, down 5 positions from where he started, but he's trying to get himself right back up on that bumper of the 91, who has dropped him. He was only about 1/10 of a second off, and right now it looks like we actually have a little bit of battle, and apparently they jumped a little too far forward. But right now Philip Martin is under a lot of pressure from Gary Eschen, who started at the back for winning last week. He's probably hoping that maybe we would get a caution, as we have hit half distance, and these laps are taking off quickly as we stay green. Ooh, as the 46 gets a little bit of the wall, and that's going to open up the door for the 23. Get down below. He's going to get that job done, get himself up into 9th. And that's the best that he could ask for, starting from the back, getting up to the top 10. Without any cautions really impacting the drive.
Yeah, he's really driving this car pretty fantastically tonight, as we see a lot of these cars pushing it to the limits and hitting the outside wall on corner exit, getting that wonderful Bullring stripe on the side of it. Philip Martin is no exception right there behind him, and we got the 23 of Gary. His car looks flawless on the outside. I don't see any stripes right now on him. He's putting together a great race. His lap times are, if not a little bit better than the leaders right now, not by much, but they are. So I mean, he's showing great speed tonight.
Yeah, he's keeping pace with the leaders, not really closing the gap, but he is definitely showing that if he could get himself up there, he would be fighting. And right now I'm going to come back here as Matt Cook is getting himself down below the 98, who's got a little bit of damage on the outside, but these guys are getting real close coming down that front stretch, trying to get as much width as he possibly can, gets the job done, moving himself up into 12th, and now setting his sights on the 91 once again, who's about a half second in front of him, but not really far enough away to really feel comfortable. I'm gonna jump up here as the 89 is starting to catch the 21, who has been slowly falling back from his starting spot. And apparently the commentator's curse is still real as the 89 gets himself a little bit loose, which is going to slow down that run and put himself in the grasp of the 30 of Kobe Hubert. And he's just waiting for another mistake where maybe, just maybe, he'll be able to truly capitalize. And we'll move a little farther back here as the 21 is getting himself around some lap traffic, but that is actually going to kill the run of that 89 as he's trying to get himself up there, because he couldn't quite get the run out of the corner that he wanted. But as we are starting lap 74 of 125, you have to start thinking, are these guys going to come in for tires at any point?
I mean, at this point, the way these things are clicking off, you don't do that underneath green. You'll go several laps down if the leader never pits, and I don't think you're going to make up the time, because they're only, actually the last lap was only less than 3/10 off their fastest lap what the leaders have run. So I mean, you're not going to make up those times coming into pit road. How long it takes these street stocks to change fourths of the tires.
And we're going to jump back here as the 46 is currently putting a lot of pressure on the 23. May have lost that position due to a little bit of an error, but it looks like he wants it back and wants it back badly.
Oh, man. The 14 almost spun in front of the leaders. He caught it, though. It was a great save. The leader just commented on him, "Thanks for the great save, man." And then, Dante Curtis has closed the gap down to 4/10 now. I just saw a little bit of a wiggle from Jared Epple.
Himself down below the 23 and is going to get the job done. They're going to run side by side going into turn 3 and 4, but the 46 is clear and now looking to tag the wall. I'm going to stop looking at people. Just ignore me. I want to show the racing, but every time I go to somebody, they happen to tag the wall.
The lead has shrunk. It's down to 0.2 of a second right now, and nose to tail.
And these guys are, Dante Curtis is about 7/100ths faster on that last lap, but it's gonna shrink as he's gonna try to get himself up against the 51. And these guys are coming up to, you guessed it, lap traffic.
And this isn't, the lap traffic. These are still the faster cars of the lap traffic that they're coming up to. So they're going to have to pay attention to here, because these guys are not wanting to go a lap down here. They're hoping maybe for a quick caution to come out, and they're going to fight like hell to try and stay on the lead lap, in my opinion.
And right now the 73 dives out of the way. He was already a lap down, but they're closing in on the 38 Justin Grosser, who is still on the lead lap and currently fighting with Matt Cook. And this line of cars, they are not going to give it up very easily.
Side by side in front of the leader.
As the 38 dives down on the low line to take advantage of Matt Cook, and
we have a caution.
Is out.
That's exactly what the 38 and Matt Cook want to see. Justin Grosser, they want to see that caution come out so badly.
And let's see. This was the caution. Yeah, there's the 8 just getting loose. And as he's working to get himself back up, I'm going to assume that's where the caution probably came from. But
yeah, caution came out due to the number 8 from what race control just said. 14 is the lucky dog. He's going out around the pace car.
And right now, are we going to see any takers for pit road? And yes, that is not the fake out. So we are seeing...
Oh, there was one, I believe. Or is that lab traffic?
That's lap traffic. Jesse Womack is actually staying out. The 14, who was on the lead lap, is staying out, looking to catch that pace car.
Jesse Womack is the one that just got the lucky dog.
Oh, well.
So he'll probably come in this time by. There he goes. He is now going to pit road.
And let's watch this
the fight.
race off. Yes, Jared Keat holds on to the position, but Dante Curtis loses a position through the cycle. And I'm looking to see, no, that was just a relatively bad stop. He was 1 second slower than Ryan Johnson on that pit stop. So
yeah, his pit stall time was 12.85 versus Ryan Johnson had a stellar. He paid his pit crew some good money. He got a 12.03, got him out in front of him.
And that is not going to be all that big of a deal because it's a front row start. The question will be, will our leader take the outside? And that's going to give, with the lights on the pace truck off, Dante Curtis is actually probably in the best position he could imagine. He's going to be able to hold on to that third place because he is going to be starting, and
there it is.
He is off early and gets a
yellow coming back out.
And
extended by 1 laps.
We are extended. Well, I don't think the 51 is gonna be going.
Man, that pace truck. That pace truck was hugging that corner to get around it inside the pit road. I was watching it going through on my screen, and he's back into pit road.
And he's immediately back around. So we are going green flag racing. And he's giving a little squeeze, and he is off. Does not get that great of a jump. He's going to have that advantage on the run, but he's only got about a half a car length over the number 3, and Dante Curtis is right there waiting to capitalize. And we are side by side from 5th back as the 21, actually, everybody's slotting into line. Those fresh tires are going to make this racing very quick, but right now our leader is under pressure from Ryan Johnson, with Dante Curtis getting a little bit loose out of turn 4, getting himself going again and trying to get the pressure going on the 03 is trying to get pressure on the 3, and he is not giving anything as we're completing lap 93 of 125. If we can keep ourselves green, the cautions are not breeding cautions tonight, but we see the 3 looking around the outside a little bit.
I think he's searching right now. We got fresh tires. They have a full car of fuel, most likely. These guys are searching right now. 51 spins right there coming off the, spins his tires just a little bit coming off the corner, checks them up. Dante Curtis jumps up high, looks back low, jumps up high, jumps low. He's doing everything he can to try and get around Ryan Johnson in that 3.
Well, and with these guys being as close as they are, one little, even minute mistake is going to cause a checkup and an accordion through the field. And right now, the 3 is just seeing a lot of pressure from Dante Curtis, who goes high, swings it
51's
low.
around. He saves it, though. Somehow, Dante Curtis is
we're
going to put him
going
3
wide. And there goes the 51 around, and that's going to bring out the caution.
I think that was a little bit of net code right there. I think net code
and no caution. So we right now have a brand new leader. The 03 gets the job done with a little bit of the netcode gods right there. And if anybody is angry right now, it is the 51, and the 46 is around, and that's going to bring out the caution. Oh, let's take a quick look. And sees a little bit of chaos in front of him. And the 46 just, oh, that's a little bit of, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I got nothing. But I want to go back and find. Went back a little too far that time around.
From 97.
I don't know what you're talking
Oh.
about. But, alright, while I try to find this, let's go ahead and hear from one of tonight's sponsors.
5 Star Realty Group is located on the Emerald Coast in beautiful Panama City, Florida. The 5 Star Realty Group has years of experience in residential properties, investment opportunities, vacation rentals, and commercial properties, and looks forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs.
Alright, we found that incident while we were at break, so let's take a quick look as they're going 3 wide through here. Yeah, that was the netcode gods. Definitely the 03 was in a very precarious position, but according to this, he had a little bit of extra space. And yeah, that's just unfortunate, but luckily with where we're going to be restarting, the 51 is on the inside lane, only back in 5th. But right now, our leader is Dante Curtis.
I wonder, will he choose the outside line or the inside line?
Honestly, on a track like this, I'm a big fan of the inside personally, because you aren't going to get that much of an advantage on the outside, and the jump that you can get on that inside lane, get yourself into the turn faster. I personally take the inside.
I'm against you on this one. So on a short track like this, you see the pace car dives in super early. The leader has his, can jump at any moment, and that green flag takes a while here. So you have a lot of mind games that you can pull, and being on the outside, you get a little bit of extra banking, and you can point your car straight sooner on the outside line and get a better run off of it going across the start finish line and be able to clear them a little bit better. So
well, apparently
I'm against you on that one.
Apparently me and Dante are cut from the same
Yes,
cloth here.
you guys are.
I just like it as the pace truck is off. Dante's given no space to Ryan Johnson as we get ourselves moving. They're side by side. He is off early and gets that good jump, and that makes it to where the 3 is going to be hung up on the outside line. No, he is not. The 11 is going to get himself down. He's in that 3rd place spot, but Bryan Hacker is under pressure from the 51, who wants to make up as many positions as he can. He's getting himself up into that line. We are single file back through 5th. The 30 is under pressure. Right now, no.
He's given pressure.
He's given the pressure, but he gets a little bit loose coming out of the corner, but the 98 was a little bit worse. And right now, Dante Curtis in 1st place actually sets the fastest lap of the race tonight with a 16.02. But the 3 is right there with him with only 18 laps to go.
And then the 3 of Ryan Johnson says, I'll put down the fastest lap overall, and just puts it down in 16 flat.
And these guys are starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. They have opened up a half a second gap in only 3 laps as we see the 3 get a little loose. It looks like that was caused by a checkup by the 03. They're close. They're going to be side by side coming out of turn 4. The 03 is going to lead that lap, but the 3 gets himself down below. The 03 starts chopping off noses, trying to get a crossover done. Can't quite get it. The 3 is trying to push around the outside, goes a little bit wide, and that's going to give the 3 may have led the lap, but the 03 is right there on the low line. He is going to get the pass done, but they're going to go side by side, and right now if I'm the 3, I'm wanting to minimize the damage as the 51 is coming to join the fray, trying to get himself up into that 2nd place, but we are now back to single file. But right now, Jared Abel has made his way back up. He's now ready to fight for the lead, but only 13 laps now to do it.
Yeah, he made his way back around Bryan Hacker to get himself in 3rd spot, but we only have 13 laps to go as they cross the line here in a second, be 12 laps to go. I don't think he's going to be able to get it done because the 3 of Ryan Johnson has his sights set on doing what he can to get back around Dante Curtis.
Well, we've already seen him make one move, and he could just be trying to set up for trying to get the pass done in the last few laps as he goes sideways coming out of turn 4, but he is still right there on the bumper of the 03. He is driving that thing hard and looking to get any advantage he can, maybe get a little bit of an error out of the 03, and right now he is coming out of that corner right on the bumper, and this is not going to end anytime soon. We've got 10 laps to go, and the 3 is looking wide. He's going to get a great run coming out of the turn. If I'm him, I'm going to run high for a lap, get myself that good run high through this next corner, carry a little extra speed, and then try to cross him over. That's
so close.
And he is right there waiting for any kind of an error, and they may end up having lap traffic come into play, and he is right there once again as we have 8 to go. The 3 and the 03 are battling hard. The 51 is waiting to see if there's any kind of an issue with the 2 in front of him, because a little bit of a connection between those 2, and he's going to take over the lead of this race. But right now, they're coming up on lap traffic once again. There's the 73 right there in frame. They're going to only have 6 laps to go. These lapped cars are going to have to make their way out of the way. And right now, the 03 has got a bad entrance. The 03 is right there on the bumper. And now, we got a little bit of an accordion effect. We have another lapper staying high. Is this going to impact their exits? No, it is not. But that little bit of an accordion with 5 to go. Now the 3 has a lot more work to do. He's going to have to run a significantly faster lap. He's about 2/200ths faster on that last lap, and he is showing that he has the speed, and he is giving those tires a workout right now.
I mean, his car was sideways, coming off a 4 right there. He's doing whatever he can to try to put down the power. He's moving around, trying a little bit of different line, but by doing so, he's opening the gap between him and Dante. That's not what he wants to see, but that's what Dante loves. He's seeing in the mirror that he's falling back slower and slower.
And the lap difference is significant on that last lap, and I think the 3 overheated those tires as we only have 2 laps to go. And right now, Dante Curtis, he's just pulling away. He's 0.8 over Ryan Johnson in second, who's coming under pressure from the 51, who's going to try to get himself down below, get the good run coming off the corner, and he may actually be able to get the pass done. He's a little bit loose there, gets down below, not really going to do it, but Dante Curtis is going to get his first win of the year here at the Bullring.
Oh man, Dante Curtis put on a hell of a show for us up front. Ryan Johnson tried to give all he could, but he came up short in second. And Jared Appel did his best to try and get around Ryan Johnson in closing laps, but it just came up a little bit too short.
All right, let's go ahead. Run through our results as these guys are... Okay, apparently that one doesn't like me still. And yeah, apparently my results still doesn't like me. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that. So, we'll do this the cheap way. Our unofficial results are Dante Curtis is our winner. Ryan Johnson in second, Jared Apel in third, Bryan Hacker fourth, Will Eastman fifth, Cody Hubert in sixth, Brian Klesniski in seventh, eighth is Matt Cook, ninth is Justin Grosser, and 10th is Jesse Womack.
11th is Gary Eschen, 12th is Dustin Shepard, 13th is Adam Gable, 14th is Philip Martin, 15th is Travis Hoffler, 16th is Ryan Dye, 17th is Jason Gordon, 18th is Nathan Cross, 19th is Jeff Mathis, and 20th is Shane Loveridge.
All right, 21st is Josh Nelms, 22nd Jeff Bergener, 23rd is Robbie Clavey. 24th, Joe Witkowski. 25th is Jason Dinsmore. And 26th is Thomas Stewart. All right, let's go ahead and get ourselves our winner up here. Hopefully, he's as excited as I would expect him to
Microphone
be.
activated. Sound resumed.
And once I can actually find... There he is.
User was moved to your
All
channel.
right, Dante. It's week 4, and we finally get to talk to you as a winner tonight.
Finally, I get interviewed first.
Congrats, man. I'll start off with, man, you put on a heck of a race having to come back on that invert and drive through the field, man. You put on a heck of a show up here for us in the booth.
Dude, that was a long, crazy race. Just got to give a lot of props to the rest of the guys in the league. That was some great green flag run there. It's really tough getting there to the front. Didn't really expect that long run coming, but thankfully we got up towards the front pretty early and was able to capitalize.
So, speaking of that long run, were you planning on coming in at all, or were you just going to run the tires bald?
The fuel margin was really close. I think it was in between being able to save enough or gain time saving or gain time pitting. I mean, we really didn't. It was super close, but up until then, I was planning on going the whole entire way because the pace was just so fast, and I didn't want to lose ground to them guys. And just in case something was to happen with fuel, I didn't want to be the guy that lost out.
No, what was going through your mind for I won't say the last 10 laps, but laps 10 to 5 with Ryan Johnson there?
Oh, there towards the end?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was looking at the practice charts there when we was before we qualified, and he was really super quick, and I could get really close to his time, but I couldn't beat it. So I knew he was going to be very tough. And I think on that long green flag run, I might have had a little better tires than him. I wasn't really gapping him or nothing. I was just able to keep the gap and maybe get a 1/10 of a second here or there. But there towards the end, he really controlled what line I had to run. If I arced it in too wide, he would throw it in there. So I had to protect a little, and then he would get the heck of the run off the corner and try and get up under me. So, I mean, he really controlled what I had to do. But as soon as we got to lap traffic there with Robbie, I thought that was going to really, really screw us over and let him get that big arc into the corner. But he ran into the back of me, and after that, we kind of pulled away.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that he ended up, while fighting with you, got the tires a little overheated to where he could only fight for so long, and if he didn't get the job done, there was no way he was going to make it around with the temperature that were in the tires. But no less, it was a fantastic run from you tonight. I wasn't expecting to see you as high as you were, as early as you were.
Oh, yeah, we were able to... Thankfully, the invert was 11 and not 10 like last year. Got to start there on the bottom and had the bottom for about every restart, I think. And that really, the first one was really that first restart was the only one that really mattered because we was able to get up towards the front and then kind of check out on that long green flag run. And then towards the end there, that last restart, I don't know if I wasn't the best on pit road and come out third, and I don't know if it would have hurt me or helped me, but luckily we was able to kind of take advantage of both of them right there at the end.
So walk me through, how were you able to set up these passes coming through the field? I mean, we saw you were the main hard charger, knocking people off the bottom there and getting underneath them. I mean, how are you setting those passes up? Like nobody else is able to do that.
This place is a lot like Lanier, the place we went last week, but the best thing about this place is the backstretch has a little character to it, and it really opens up some different lines. Early in practice, I was trying different lines and running the same speed. So, I mean, you could get around here in a couple different ways. But last week, I ran a tour mod race here in a league and had to go to the back. So last week, I kind of was just setting up that crossover move about every time I got to somebody. And with how wide the racetrack is here and how tight it is in the corners, you can really set up something good for getting off the corner. A little harder with these with less power.
No, great run from you tonight. Congrats on the first win of the year. And we'll let you get back to celebrating with the team.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Just got to thank all the guys that DCD Racing, Dustin, Brandon, Phil. Dev can't be here this week, but he'll be here next week. DJ, just a lot of fun to work with them guys. All the league admins for giving us a good place to race. You guys for always putting on a good show. Just a whole bunch of guys I got to thank helped me get here, but we'll see y'all next week.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Take it easy.
User left your channel.
All right. Onward to the man that put up the fight, Mr. Ryan Johnson. And it helps if I actually get things into the right place.
User was moved to your channel.
All right, Ryan. You put on a show to close out the night.
I was trying. Unfortunately, I think we used it a little too soon.
I was going to say, it seemed like to the racer and me that you just kind of overcooked the tires a little too early.
Yeah, I was trying to hold with him, and I think he got loose off a 2 there, and I had a little bit of a run, so I was like, okay, well, I guess we're going to see what happens here. We got underneath him, got around him, and then I was trying to back up my corners a little bit, but he got to run back underneath me. I'm like, and I was just trying to hold with him for a couple more laps, but tires started letting go on me and started dirt tracking it a little too much.
Yeah, it was a good for us up here in the booth, but I know you behind the wheels kind of frustrated when that happens because you saw your opportunity come and pass.
Yeah, definitely. Earlier when Jared was leading and Dante got around me earlier too, and I was able to keep with them guys for quite a while. So I was pretty pleased with that. I'm not normally too good here, but we were just trying to stay clean tonight, have a good run. And I was hoping it would go to the end, honestly, because I was during that first long run, I was trying to save fuel because we were possibly going to make it. It was going to be really close though. But yeah, I mean, we got there, had it just out of our grasp. But congrats to him. He's a hell of a driver, and so is Jared. It's always fun racing them.
Yeah, it was one of those things that when you see that kind of a late caution, granted, could have been a green-white checker situation, but you always hope that when something like that happens, somebody's at the front to be able to put up a challenge. And man, I really was hoping that we would have got to see it run through the end, maybe see you pull off the win. But yeah, this is honestly some of the best racing that we've seen happen tonight, and that's saying a lot.
Oh yeah, it was a great race overall. I was really nervous at the start with the inverter. We were starting 9th, but everyone, gave a ton of room those first couple laps, it looked like, and we were able to sort it out. I know there was one caution, I'm not sure, one of the early ones, I'm not sure what happened, but really clean racing from these guys, and that's what we like to pride ourselves on, and I mean, if you're not clean racing, what are you doing? That's no fun.
Obviously, you've never run with me and Adam. Doors the whole night.
Especially
Mostly
short
me
tracks.
doing it to Adam, but anyway.
I mean, sometimes it's okay, here and there, but leagues, that's what I mean.
I mean, sometimes 8 tires does really help you turn.
Oh, they do. They do. I've been a victim.
No, great run from you tonight. We're looking forward to seeing a few more like tonight. Hopefully we'll get to see you up there and giving the good fight. But where are we next week? I can never remember.
Believe we're at the dirt track, USA.
Yes, the dirt track.
So that'll be some interesting racing, I think. I got a lot of practicing to do before then. Normally I don't practice for these races, which surprises the hell out of me too, because these guys are so competitive, and we got a couple dirt races in here. So I'm excited, but I'm very nervous at the same time for next week.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, dirt tracks are a whole different animal when it comes to these cars. These cars takes a little bit more finesse to get them around the dirt track, and I can't wait to call. I think that's my first dirt track. Out maybe did I call one?
Nope, that was just me.
Yep, I have not called a dirt track race yet. Trying to think back last year when we did, NASCAR kind of went to it, but I don't think we even done that in any of the series I called.
Well, we're gonna learn together.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to it because honestly, there's nothing quite like that wild card race.
Oh yeah, and we got two of them. We haven't ran one before in the league, and we got two of them this season because it's a longer season. We're trying some different stuff, but yeah, I'm excited and nervous.
Yeah, well, best of luck to you. Great run tonight. Have any shout outs before we send you back to the team?
Yeah, all our sponsors, 5-Star Realty, Kelly's Custom Engraving, J&G Hardwood, Track Time Entertainment, you guys for broadcasting at Ghost Fire, Dante Curtis Designs for my paint, family, friends, everybody tuning in, all the drivers, all the admins in the league. Hopefully I'm not missing nobody. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Congrats on the second place tonight, man.
Thank you.
User left your channel.
All right.
User was moved to your
Unfortunately,
channel.
we have to ask Jared, how do you feel with the netcode gods not being on your side this week?
I don't know. I was overdriving it when I had some pressure from those guys, and I was just overdriving it and got loose up by myself.
No, that was definitely the netcode gods.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you had probably about 2 feet in between you guys, if not more. And I mean, he came in low underneath you, and netcode sent it because as soon as you got hit and kind of went around a little bit, his car was already turned left going through the apron. So he was coming in hot, so to speak, but I don't think he would have touched you at all. I think if netcode gods didn't have anything to say about it, you guys would have been clean, and you would have probably still been stuck on the outside and kind of freight trained a little bit. But yeah, wouldn't have been spun.
Yeah, it's all good. I was overdriving, and I still think I would have got past anyways, but I'll be happy with third place. We'll go on to next week.
I was going to say, it was still an extremely great run from you tonight. You did you got the perfect spot in the inversion and ran most of the night up there in the front. But yeah, sometimes the racing gods aren't there for you.
Yeah. I'm just got to thank Cross Collision for sponsoring the series. We missed Jordan. He wasn't able to race tonight. So shout out to him. You guys up on the booth for putting this together and, doing a good broadcast. And that's about it. I appreciate it.
Hey man, I know it's down because you led the most laps there tonight. You were looking victorious, but you were able to still bring home third. I know it's not the spot you were hoping to get, and sometimes overdriving the car gets the best of you. But third place is a third place, and brings a little bit closer to the end of the season. Great points night overall.
Yeah, it was my first Well, actually, no, did good at New Smyrna. This was my first good run since New Smyrna, so it was good to, have a good finish again.
So next week, we apparently get to make the trip for some dirt. How are you feeling going into that?
I'll be feeling all right. I don't really like dirt, but I mean, I race it in real life, but on a sim, it's not the same. So, but we'll figure it out, and I think we'll be all right.
I got you, man. Yeah, get some practice in. It's a little bit different out there for that one, for these cars. So we hope to see you up there in the top 3. We'll get an interview next week, man.
Yeah, hopefully. It should be a fun time.
All right, sir. Take care, and we'll catch you next week, hopefully.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right, that is gonna do it for us at Ghostfire Media tonight. Definitely check us out. We will be broadcasting on Wednesday. It will be Nick and Randy for the Sim 500. I don't know where they are. I should really probably try to remember where our schedules are. But it'll definitely be another great race. Thank you to everyone that caught us this week for the North-South Racing League. I'm Josh Laston. That's Adam Wood. Have yourselves a good evening.
Thank you for watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.